3, 2, 1, go with the podcast. Take 2. I didn't fuck up the first time. We're not going to pretend that you didn't hear that. I am Brendan. That is Nick. We are back from our 1-week summer vacation / we didn't have anything to talk about really, so why not do a podcast? With our SummerSlam 2-parter, I guess we could say.
In a sense, yeah, because we are very close to SummerSlam weekend, NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2, SummerSlam.
Boogaloo. Sorry, that's what I have to call it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I figured why not, instead of trying to cram Takeover and SummerSlam into one episode, let's do Takeover 1 week, SummerSlam next week, and talk about whatever happened in the world of news, because there was some news.
Yep. Some for the better, some for the worse.
Some for the better, some for the worse, and let's just get into the worst right now. One thing, an ugly story that I felt came out, and I hate this anytime this comes out, but look, anytime Conor McGregor opens his mouth, someone's going to probably get offended by something, and this time the ire of Conor McGregor was professional wrestlers masquerading. Probably it was in relation to CM Punk fighting on his fight card.
By the way, did you see you saw the trailer for his...
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
No. I'm definitely going to DVR that and watch it later. Can't wait for that. That's going to be something worth watching. But I'm sure that's how the question came up. But McGregor basically didn't have kind words to say. I basically called professional wrestlers largely a bunch of pussies. And, that not only upset wrestling fans, professional wrestlers. Like, I'm not going to be dragged into the comment of whether it was right or not. But that's what...
It's Conor McGregor.
That's what he does.
It's like Chael Sonnen every time he would talk shit about Brazil.
I don't take it seriously. I don't, I'm not going to become any less of a Conor McGregor fan because he, called professional wrestlers. I'm also not going to be this one person, so many people out there that's saying, oh, Conor McGregor can say that because wrestlers could fuck him up. I mean, this guy is a guy who trains 8 to 12 hours a day in combat 6 days a week, probably.
And twice on Sundays, probably.
Twice on Sunday, yeah.
But bottom line, again, he's like Chael Sonnen, because, I recently went back and watched this. It was like a 25 greatest Chael Sonnen quotes, and it's like, if anyone took that guy, because I don't think he was even he was like half serious about a lot of shit he said, but I mean, come on, his first tweet on Twitter was
out trying to promote a fight.
Yeah.
Trying to get people to watch his fight and get people talking about him, other than, how Nate Diaz, choked him out in their last fight.
Yeah. So, it's hype. It's fight hyping.
It's fight hyping, which, do we want to talk about, since that is something that's coming up also, too, over the next weekend. That's 10 days away. Do we want to squeeze that into there, too, as well? The UFC 201?
Yeah.
Or the 202 card? Yeah, we could do that.
Let me pull that up quick. I got the...
I mean, the only fights... hey, we're only talking about the fights that matter here, buddy.
True.
I'm not going to break down the full card, but...
there's no reason to.
No reason to, but, Conor Diaz, too. That's worth... 202. Yeah, that's worth...
Lawler Woodley, that was a
hell of a fight, yeah. I don't think we...
champ.
We briefly graced over that. Congratulations to Tyron Woodley, who absolutely made Robbie Lawler look like an amateur, which is extremely hard to do.
Yes. Yeah, you don't get to be welterweight champion looking like an amateur.
No, he made him look like a sucker. Yeah, we could absolutely talk about that. I mean, there's really
only one fight that even matters on this whole thing.
Cerrone, I don't really care about Cowboy Cerrone that much to devote time on my show to the show, I guess.
Definitely. That's the one fight that matters. So
yeah. So, or you want to just talk about it now?
Well, might as well talk about it now because we're
on the subject of Conor. So
yep.
Conor, this is him trying to hype up his next fight. obviously, this is I think a make or break fight for him, because if he loses to Diaz 2 out of 3 times in a row, he's probably going to definitely have to move back down to lightweight to fight Jose Aldo again.
Mm-hmm.
But that will probably be the end of his forays up into the welterweight division, or at least fighting somebody on the scale of Nate Diaz for that first time.
Yeah, because... And even though now he's really trained for Diaz, I don't know, like going up that, it might be a little much. I don't know, that's just me. Because it's happened, I have consciously in the back of my mind saying it could happen again, but I think it happened because Conor made a mistake and put himself in a bad situation. Mm-hmm.
That usually would have came with not being that prepared for your opponent. I think now that he will be prepared, there won't be those mistakes. I think. So I think Conor takes this fight. I think he maybe makes if Diaz tries to get the decision, it's not going to be round 1 or 2. He's going to make him go the distance, and I think the longer this fight goes, the longer it's in McGregor's favor, I think, because I think the conditioning is in McGregor's favor. And if this fight goes 5 rounds, which I think it will, it's no doubt, man.
All right.
So that's my position. I think everybody just fall back on the Conor McGregor hate for a little while. This guy's just trying to sell fights. Like, let him talk.
That's what it is. Again,
It doesn't matter what his opinion is.
Yeah.
His opinion matters about as much as you give it. So.
If you take, if Brazil took all of Chael's comments so seriously, it was ridiculous. But the guy was just hyping fights. When he made comments about, Brazil not having the internet, it's like the guy's trying to hype a fight with Anderson Silva and, things like that. Give me a Silva. They all suck,
Brazil has the internet.
Yes. But again, Chael hypes fights, Conor hypes fights.
Absolutely, man.
That's what it boils down to.
So let's move on. There has been rumblings in Impact Wrestling, the best stepchild of the American wrestling scene, yes, which has been saved, by the way, as of week. I think when they write the history of Impact Wrestling, I'm sure there will be a chapter on how broken Matt Hardy saved Impact Wrestling.
Yep.
Because he's been able to keep that company relevant. So much so that I now want to go on when they come to the local minor league baseball stadium for an independent show. I want to go deep undercover or deep investigative status and track them down to see how far he takes this gimmick.
Yes.
It's the only way.
Come on. We've got, the Hardys versus the Young Bucks, Broken Matt and the Obsolete Mule.
Oh, my God.
God.
He's taking it now to unheard of levels, and the Jericho podcast just only solidified that.
I heard, I still need to listen to that. I'm back up, but I heard it was good.
I had to pause for laughter 7 times. 7 times.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I just had to pause, laugh, get the laughs out, and then continue to laugh. It really truly believes, and I know Jericho does sometimes do kayfabe podcasts and stuff like that. This is definitely heavily in kayfabe. Ridiculous, man. So yeah, he's definitely gone a long way to help save that company.
Yeah, it's definitely the polar opposite of the podcast he had with Becky or Bailey. It was straight up history, and this with Broken Matt, it's straight up kayfabe. Broken Matt is doing full Broken Matt.
Yeah, it's on a whole nother level of avant-garde performance right now.
Yep. It's the gift of Jericho, man. It's
the gift of Matt Hardy too. This is really his this guy. If this is really all the work, and he hasn't just gone completely insane.
It's one of the greatest works of all time.
It's genius, man.
I mean, the fact that he might be remembered for this more than the TLC matches with the Dudleys and
he'll be remembered for this. He'll be remembered for this.
Oh yes. Yeah, it's
So they had somebody else that we were coming on this. They have somebody else now that will supposedly help save the company and lead it into a new direction going forward.
Intellectual savior?
A certain world's most famous stunt performer.
Who's more over than the guy he was doing the stunt doubling for?
Yeah, the world's most unlikeliest over character. The professional wrestler formerly known as Damien Sandow, a.k.a. Aaron Rex.
Okay.
Like, I went with his full name, and then they went with, generic.
Just it's like Tyler Rex.
Yeah.
Only...
I got it. I understood what they were doing there.
Yeah. It's something they could at least trademark, but he gets a lead because they can't call him Damien Rex. They could, but it'd be too similar.
They should just call him Aaron Stevens. They should just call him his real name.
But they can't trademark his real name.
Well, I mean, how long is he going to... Look, this is not going to be... I don't think he's going to be in this company for very long. I think they're going to... Or, really long. I think he'll be maybe a year and a half before WWE will be like, all right, you come back. We have something for you.
Yep.
If you want.
Yep. It's an example of he was a guy, he's the guy that can make anything over. Because remember, there was a stretch where he was coming out dressed as whatever ridiculous. He was dressed as like LeBron one week.
Daniel Boone.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes another week. A beach bum, beach lifeguard, whatever the fuck. And somehow he was one of the most over things on the show. So
yeah, absolutely. He there's a guy that has innate talent that WWE was not able to find, so hopefully Impact Wrestling will find a way to use it. Hopefully he just doesn't get lost in the kerfuffle of whatever they're doing right now, because apparently right now Bobby Lashley holds every title. I don't know why.
3 out of the 4, I think, yeah, because he has the TNA World title, the TNA X Division title, and the King of the Mountain title.
Other than the Knockout title, what's left to win? And
yeah.
So,
I don't know. It's TNA. They'd find someone.
They
put a TNA Knockout Tag title on Eric Young.
I've given. I don't know if I've ever actually given my official opinion on Bobby Lashley, but Bobby Lashley could not draw with a crayon. So.
Okay. He's definitely he's a big jacked up guy. He's got a look. But as a draw, yeah.
If he had an eighth of the personality as he had musculature, he would be a superstar.
But he's a name, yes. But
he's a name because they made him a name.
Yep. He was also in WWE. Remember, Battle of the Billionaires. He was Trump's representative.
Yes. Do you think he's a Trump supporter now? I
hope not.
Hey man, all I'm gonna say is that silent majority. That's all I'm gonna say. You gotta watch out. That's not to go all political on people, but we gotta watch out to that silent majority that wants to be ruled by a dictator.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sidetracking from that, wonderful.
Random tangents.
Yeah.
Tangents abound. So.
But yeah, Lashley's holding 3 titles, but Kurt Angle did it first. He held every title.
Find some way to make something out of it, or else this will just be another failed former WWE talent heading to Impact Wrestling for a paycheck. I mean, it's worked out so far for Drew Galloway.
Yep.
It's worked out so far for EC3.
Well, of course, but those were guys that also had, talent that WWE just didn't capitalize on, and they go somewhere else, and they're huge.
Yes.
It's another one of those examples, maybe they go back at some point, maybe not, it's just, see what happens. It's kind of, but
Hey,
the talent in WWE is so...
For now, like, remember earlier this year we were talking about, it's only a matter of time before Impact Wrestling is completely out of business, yada, yada, yada.
True.
Broken Matt Hardy and that core of three guys that we just named, along like Bennett, they probably helped save that company for at least a while. Or at least, put the stay up. Exactly. So... who knows? We'll see.
Mike Bennett and his smoking hot wife.
Exactly.
The world of wrestling, man. A guy that, and Mike Bennett's not a bad-looking guy, but Maria's like, how do you...
Mike Bennett was just a guy, literally just a guy in the independent wrestling in New England or wherever.
Yep.
And met Maria, and then...
it just...
is now working.
Became one of the biggest heels in the business next to the guy that's married to Sasha Banks.
Went to Japan. Then went to Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, inside I know. Congratulations to Sasha Banks. Got married last week.
Yes, breaking the hearts of wrestling fans everywhere.
Right here.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Why would I dwell on something like that? I just drive myself insane.
Exactly. But congratulations to her and her husband. May they have many years of happiness.
Yep.
I heard that's the guy who makes her gear. So.
Yeah, that's actually how they met. I think.
I think he also used to be a former performer.
Yeah, I think I saw a clip of him doing with another guy doing a 2-on-1 job match with Ryback, who's no longer with the company.
There you go. That's another one. Ryback. Broke his long silence after his official release, basically stating his mission.
Contract ran out.
Yeah, well, after his release.
In a sense, yeah.
He didn't want to resign, and they let him go. After basically the muzzle was off, he was now allowed to speak as himself and take independent bookings. He basically just stated his mission statement. He's going to have his own fitness product line, his own motivational speaking book, his own food, nutrition line. So, and probably his own clothing line, too. I think that was also the one thing the other thing that he mentioned. So, he seems like he's got a plan. I've also heard that there's interest from New Japan in Ryback, because they need people to, be pretty much exclusive to the never open weight division. So,
yep,
cool.
Which has been, it's like the TNA X division title, only better, where there's literally no weight limits.
And it's like guys literally just stiffing the crap out of each other. Like it's.
Ask CM Punk. Ryback is all about that.
Yeah, and that's a guy I think if he wants to go to Japan, and I don't know what they would call him in Japan, the big guy.
Godzilla.
Rybackaroo.
Something like that.
He would I think could do well there. I'm not saying he's going to be IWGP Heavyweight Champion, but definitely I'd like to see a match between him and Fale.
Definitely.
Him and Ishii would be a hell of a match. If Shibata wants to still work those never open weight matches, him and Shibata would be pretty good. Just because I want to see somebody kick the crap out of Ryback.
I know.
And then him just pick somebody up and throw somebody around like he doesn't care.
Exactly. That's definitely what he's good at. So he's definitely set up, outside of WWE. He's one of those guys that, he really doesn't, as long, I'm pretty sure he saved his money. He's not, he wasn't stupid with his money, so he'll be fine.
And exactly, he had been in developmental for 10 years, so he had a while of, steady paychecks. Yeah, he wasn't always making the money that he made towards the end of the 10 years, but he had a good portion of time where he was making good money. So, yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. That's a guy I don't think, I put that as less than 50% that he returns to the WWE.
Mm-hmm. More of a chance of CM Punk, but
I mean, slightly slightly less of a chance than CM Punk ever coming back. Slightly more probably than CM Punk coming back, but
I think Punk has nuked that bridge.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say that. So, speaking of CM Punk,
yep.
Do we talk about that?
I don't think we did. I think it was like a brief. Did we?
Yeah.
I think you did. Yeah, just he's 203's coming soon, and they have
203's coming. He's actually going to be fighting, and I watched after watching that thing. I am a believer that he can actually not embarrass himself in this fight. At least that's what it has me believing. So,
yeah, of course, there's going to be that portion of people that want to see him just get destroyed, but it's like, he's not going to care. It's like he's doing what he wants to do, and he said if he gets his ass kicked, he gets his ass kicked. So what? I gave it a shot.
Yep.
That's what it boils down to.
So I wish him the best.
Yep.
I mean, we'll see what happens from there, man.
Yep.
But,
are we? Is that pretty much outside of the Shelton Benjamin?
Shelton Benjamin, yeah, that was a big bit of news we heard. It broke right before SmackDown went live on its first week. That Shelton Benjamin was heading back to SmackDown Live, or no, it was on its first.
It was on the first show. Yep.
The first episode that it broke that Shelton Benjamin would be returning to SmackDown Live. They probably announced that a bit premature because now it has now come out that Shelton Benjamin is going to need shoulder surgery.
Yep.
And
he was going through all the medical tests with WWE, and they found it's like, look, you need to get this fixed, man.
Yeah, you're going to need to get this fixed before you come through and work with us, and he'll be out 4 months, I think they say. So we're going to have to wait on that Shelton Benjamin return. I mean, a lot of people I know were amped for that, but let's just sit back and be patient.
I definitely was. He was always a highlight in a lot of those Money in the Bank ladder matches. He was always doing something crazy.
I think that's why they brought him back. They brought him back to be that guy because I think Kofi Kingston's really not doing that right now. And
I don't know how many times you can get Kalisto to do. You're going to get Kalisto to do something.
They need more than one guy that can do those kind of stuff.
And I mean, Shelton's no slouch in the ring. He is fantastic.
No, but he's now one of these guys that can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
is he going to be WWE champion?
No.
Probably not. Is he going to be Intercontinental? More than likely. He's probably going to have a run or two with that belt.
We'll see. We will see. We wish him the best of luck in his recovery.
Yep.
I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to definitely pop when he comes back.
Yep. But for right now, he's got some stuff to take care of, and glad it was fucking now.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't. They found this out beforehand, and it didn't happen while he was in the ring, or
Yeah, that I guess that's the saving grace of they found out as they were going through all the tests, and you know what? Better preemptive take care of it than something to happen and then it ends up being even worse.
Yeah, he takes out 2 people instead of just himself.
Yeah. Definitely. All right, so
NXT Takeover.
NXT Takeover, yeah, it's that time of year again. We got another another stacked.
It's gonna put it this way: their predecessor was a big show to follow, and it definitely set the tone for what was a great weekend of wrestling.
For WWE.
for just wrestling fans in general, because
because you had a great match with Brock and Undertaker at SummerSlam. You had Dudley's returning on Raw next week. You had arguably the match of the year in WWE with Bayley and Sasha in Brooklyn.
Probably.
That's why I said arguably, because there's going to be people that, even though WWE said, oh, it was, Taker and Brock and Hell in a Cell, and I can get why they would think that, but the NXT match of the year, was Sasha Bayley. Actually, they had the top 2 spots. That and then the Iron Woman match.
This is very, very true.
So, yeah.
So it's... Where do you want to start on this card, man?
Well, I might as well go. I'm just gonna go up from the bottom up, but taking a little couple liberties here because we got No Way Jose versus Austin Aries in a singles match.
Again, I like this No Way Jose gimmick. I like where it's going. It's fun. It's energetic. It's upbeat. I would like to see Austin Aries get the win here, but I think No Way Jose walks away with the win. Dominicans in Brooklyn, come on.
Yeah, definitely. I'm picking No Way Jose.
No Way Jose. No.
God, that is so over. Just doing the chant in Spokane at that NXT show I went to is who were the most over people on the card.
And that's all it takes. It's something small like that coming out to get to connect with the crowd and bam, muddy.
Yep. Okay, we've got the debuting Ember Moon against...
Redebuting.
Yeah.
Redebuting. Alicia Fox. Having to be repackaged. Poor Alicia. Poor Alicia.
Yeah, it's just to be determined. So I think it's going to be like a Billy Kay or someone like that is going to be in this spot that...
Liv Morgan,
yeah.
Poor Liv Morgan.
Yeah, she's
Liv Morgan's gonna have to eat a lot of shit.
Definitely.
She's gonna have to job to a lot of people. She'll get her time in the sun one day, but she's gonna job out to a lot of people.
Yep. Ember Moon, this is a foregone conclusion. Ember Moon is not losing in this big match, so...
Yeah, they're not devoting all this screen time to repackage her and all this other stuff.
Just for her to lose in her debut.
Exactly.
Yeah, redebut, whatever.
I want to know how they're literally just going to expect people to not pay attention to who it is. Like, this is, it's a new person. She's got a new name.
I know, it's... Alright, so let's go to one of the 3 championship matches on the card. First one up, The Revival versus Gargano and Ciampa for the tag titles.
Yeah, this could be a match that could steal the match. Gargano and Ciampa coming off their legendary...
Holy shit. They beat the piss out of each other for a good 10 minutes.
Yeah, man, that's all you said. That's what two guys that know each other that well, that trust each other that much, can just put on an absolute classic. And that's really that's how great matches are built. Trust.
Yes.
I like Tomato Chompers and Johnny Wrestling in this match. As much as I am a big fan of the Revival, I'm not saying I don't like Are You Dawson or Are You Dash, but I like Ciampa and Gargano for this.
Yeah, I'm picking a title. I can see the big title change happening with these guys.
Yeah, I think now is the time, and I think this is the time to bring the Revival up to
the main roster. Yeah, you do need more tag teams in those divisions, I guess. SmackDown's definitely got
a Revival New Day match, because again, that's
just total polar opposites.
Completely.
I could definitely get behind that. Seems like Raw, outside of Enzo and Cass and Gallows and Anderson, and by the way, that fucking skit they did. Oh, shit.
Bro, all the promos on Raw this week were on point. I'm not counting that Scooby-Doo ad. That was an ad. Mm-hmm. There is a difference. When it's targeted marketing, it's an advertisement. It's not a wrestling promo.
When it's 2 guys, trying to see how many ball jokes they can make in one skit.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them happens to have a hot Asian wife, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, again, just great work all around.
See, this is what happens when you don't give these guys some kind of ridiculous script written by 20 people. Just let them go.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the fact that there's also Doctor, Doc Gallows.
Yeah.
Just that slight
can we call him Doc again?
I know. It's just like, that slight little nod to, We know. We'll give you a little nod here, guys.
Oh.
Fantastic. But yeah, Gargano and Ciampa, the creators of the Next Level Photo Bomb, the Glorious Bomb.
Yes, which the internet phenomenon that is sweeping the internet.
Which leads me into the next match, Andrade Almas and Bobby Roode.
Yeah, this match is going to be a solid match. I don't think this match is going to like blow anybody's minds and like, steal, quote unquote, steal the show. But I think this match is going to be solid. Bobby Roode walks away with a victory.
Yep.
Glorious.
Definitely.
A glorious victory.
Yep. Definitely. It's going to be, Bobby Roode's not wrestling his first match on TV. In fact, I haven't watched this week's NXT yet because I was going through this week's Cruiserweight Classic, but we're in the second round now. But Bobby Roode's not losing his. He's definitely, I'm glad they decided just to straight turn him heel, just have him heel right off the bat. Not, what they did with Aries was great, but Roode needs to be a heel. That's where he's his best. That's his wheelhouse. And
I think that's why they brought him on. I think
definitely. I think you do need a few more strong heels. And hey, we can eventually have that old Dirty Heels reunion. We're not gonna get the Beer Money reunion for the foreseeable future.
Stupid James Storm.
I don't blame him for wanting to take more money, but dude, even if they go under, whatever, like that's no guarantee. I don't think that's even still a guarantee you're getting paid, dude. Like. But, you know what? He was doing what he thought was best for his family, so I can't argue it.
Yeah, man. Whatever. That's good. Good for him. He had his moment. He couldn't. I don't think he could take the pressure. I think he saw the environment and just like, whoa, this isn't for me. I like it. I like a more relaxed environment. This is the land of the giants and the big leagues. Sorry, buddy. So, Bobby Roode's going to take this. Yep. I think Bobby Roode is adjusting just fine to his time in WWE.
He's already been one of those guys that could be a big star in WWE.
Yeah, he almost was.
Yep. So, again, he's been one of those guys like an AJ Styles I've watched for the last fucking, 12 years. And, whatever he did, he fucking knocked it out of the park. So he's definitely going to be someone to watch out for here in the next year in WWE.
Word, yo.
So, Asuka Bayley 2 for the NXT Women's title.
Yeah, Asuka Bayley 2, Electric Boogaloo, which I'm just calling everything. Anything anytime it's 2, it's Electric Boogaloo. I honestly don't know where this feud is going to go, because this is really puzzling me. Is this Bayley's farewell, or is this, her just going to retaking her throne, and that's just where it's going to be her kingdom? I do think the time is now to bring her up, because you could always need the injection of new talent.
Yeah,
is always good. But she is extremely valuable to NXT brand.
Right.
Both in the locker room and in helping train people and obviously in the ring.
Right.
So I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I think no matter what happens, we're all going to win.
We're going to have a fucking fantastic match between these two, but I think Asuka retains. I don't think they had Bayley as Sasha's partner at Battleground if, A, they didn't have plans to bring her up, and B...
That was the test balloon.
Yeah, that was the test. That was them testing the waters. They weren't thinking they were going to test the waters. They definitely wanted to see how the WWE crowd was going to react to her, and she got one of the biggest reactions of the night. Sasha couldn't fucking contain her excitement. So, I think that we're going to be seeing Bayley up on the main roster here very soon. And this is going to be her swan song. Look, the NXT Women's Division Asuka's definitely going to be able to carry that. And they've got such an influx of new women since Alexa and Carmella and Nia have all been brought up. So it's definitely a new era in NXT. I mean, NXT Takeover the end of the beginning is what it was basically was. So we're in this new era.
Do we have breaking news, man? We have breaking news.
Huh?
We didn't cover this. Billy Corgan is the new TNA president.
What?
Billy Corgan is the new president of Impact Company of TNA Wrestling. Former president Dixie Carmody will now serve as chairman and chief strategy officer. TNA sent out the following press release Friday afternoon announcing the change. Impact Ventures names Billy Corgan as its new president. Current president Dixie Carter becomes chairman. And then basically just da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
As president, Billy Corgan will be responsible for leading the day-to-day operation for Impact and its affiliated brands. As chairman, Carter will focus on long-term planning, strategic partnerships, and global growth. Whoa. Big news.
Yeah.
So, looks like Billy Corgan doubled down on this, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that's definitely...
That's big news.
So, basically, Dixie Carter now doesn't have the same power she did before.
She's not in charge of the company she purchased.
Finally.
Yep. Maybe that's, why the reason why they don't have their business is because they're now the new Impact Ventures. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mentioned that before. TNA was no longer a registered business in Tennessee, so it looks like this is the reason why.
Impact Ventures is.
All right, so TNA, man, it's like the company that will not die.
Nope. They have not died.
It's amazing. It's just like a constant... It's like, for a Final Fantasy reference, someone keeps giving them Phoenix Downs.
They just keep finding a way to survive, man.
Yep. So, okay. That was a nice little interesting, somehow
Breaking
TNA
news.
managed to inject themselves in our NXT talk.
It was breaking news. I think we had to talk about it.
Definitely, yeah, it's not like we can't just, if we record and then see it after. It's like,
We would have had to do the whole show over again.
Yeah, so thank you, TNA, for doing this as we're recording.
Yeah.
And at least because we didn't record yesterday, because I had to jet off to work earlier than I usually do, and then just like, screw it, we'll do it Friday, and then things just work out in the end.
I don't like the picture that they used of Billy Corgan because it looks like he's wearing some sort of like shawl thing, like he's like a king of some sort. It looks really weird and dumb. But yeah, so yeah, he's now
the TNA president. So he's now president. So
despite all his rage, he is still just a rat in his cage.
Nice. All right.
I don't have any more Smashing Pumpkins jokes I can make with this.
I have nothing. So anyway, let's get to the big one, the main event, the NXT title between Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Another one of those moments that if you had told me maybe 3 years ago that Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura would be wrestling on a WWE pay-per-view, I wouldn't know what to tell you. I'd be like, yeah, right, you're high. Let's go smoke some more weed together.
Yes! There was a promo Joe had in NXT a few weeks ago, and he said, you may be the king of strong style, but I brought strong style to these shores. I am the emperor of strong style.
Snap, son. Those are words.
So I love Samoa Joe. He's so fucking good. And he can just find any way. As much as that crowd popped when he showed up last year, it's like, you know what? He's so good. He can find ways to get people to hate him. And that's what I like. I cannot wait to watch this match. This is
This is going to be, I think, the match that I think a lot of people are going to be talking about after the weekend, or just at least after this show. This is the end all be all of this show.
definitely.
This is what makes this match or this show appointment viewing for me. You don't miss this. Nakamura has been the most protected man in WWE history. I would rank it. It is Goldberg level streak that we are approaching with Nakamura.
Yeah, but someone looked up his including house show. He's like 51-0-1.
Yep.
And that's including house shows. You know. Again, another one of those guys that wherever he goes, he gets one of the loudest reactions. You know, he gets one of the biggest pops. You know, Spokane. It doesn't matter where he goes. Spokane, fucking
Brooklyn,
anywhere.
Brooklyn is going to, the roof is going to blow off the, and they're going to realize that they have something with him. And then I think it's only a matter of time before we see Shinsuke Nakamura on Monday Night Raw.
Definitely, but
that's the only place for a talent like Nakamura.
Oh yeah, this is a guy that
you don't stash him away on SmackDown unless you're going to build SmackDown around Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yes.
But on Monday Night Raw, he could just become one of the spokes in the wheel. Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura, bam, writes itself.
I want to see that match.
You know what I'm saying? But
I mean,
that's as far as this match.
Nakamura, like there's another one that. It's just there's so many possibilities with all the guys in that company right now that you could put Nakamura in with, and they're gonna knock it right out of the fucking park every time. But going to this match, this title defense for Samoa Joe, you know, this night, I'm picking Nakamura. I do, unless there is some insane fucking shenanigans. You know, Joe has to cheat like a goddamn motherfucker to beat Nakamura. Nakamura's going to take that title. Like, we are going to see Nakamura as a champion in WWE.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that's a missed opportunity if they don't crown Nakamura as champion. Even if they want to even if he just drops the title immediately and goes to WWE or whatever. It's a missed opportunity, I think, if they...
Yeah, that crowd is going to pop so huge, and I think that and just going back to Takeover Brooklyn last year, you know, Finn and Owens had a fantastic ladder match, but, I mean, that crowd was completely pretty much dead because Sasha Bailey...
Because Sasha and Bailey stole the show, and I think...
Yeah.
This is going to be... There could potential for a lot of good matches on this, but I think this is going to be the match that a lot of people are going to be talking about going into the weekend.
Definitely. It's going to... Man, I can't wait. I mean, I'm going to have to fucking stay off of Facebook and shit because I am going to have to work that night, so I'm going to watch it when I get home. So I'm going to have to go on a social media blackout and avoid going on it to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, man. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
Yep, but I'll turn all my wonderful notifications off on my apps, and because trust me, if I want to go on a social media blackout, I go on a social media blackout. I did it for Takeover London, so yeah, that's...
Gotta do what you gotta do, man. Gotta do what you gotta do. Well, that's part one. This will be a, two-parter for sure, because we started talking about SummerSlam. The SummerSlam card is shaping up to be quite exciting.
AJ and Cena, Brock and Randy, Finn and Seth, Ziggler, Ambrose, Sasha, Charlotte. It's the club and the New Day.
It's looking pretty goddamn good to me. That's why we had to do two shows. We couldn't possibly slam it into 1 week, or else we'd be doing a 3-hour podcast.
Yeah, so, we did that last year, and we still somehow got the Dudleys returning.
Exactly.
To WWE.
Exactly. We got lost in the kerfuffle. We also, we are entering we are in a new era. It goes to show because yesterday, ESPN.com went live with their WWE section. I mean, we have now achieved equal sports equality, people. Congratulations. It took a whole lot of trying to get up that hill. Now we're having our turn at bat.
Did you really just bust out a Nelly batters up reference?
I just quoted the theme song from the Jeffersons. That don't make it any less true, baby.
So it's true. Yeah, I'm just thinking fucking Nelly batter up. But anyway, my knowledge of 2000s rap music aside.
That's the theme song from the Jeffersons. That's where you got that from.
Now we're up in the...
The whole... That's where you got it. It's not that song. Anyway.
Yeah, well, that's where I first heard. But bottom line, we're split up into two shows. WB has a section on ESPN now. We predicted Takeover.
And gonna go out on an Iron Sheik tweet of the week.
Iron Sheik tweet of the week.
Let's do it.
Fuck him! I talked him! I want to know, are you the man or are you a fucking piece of shit? No good motherfucker! Fucking bullshit! Bullshit, Hulk Hogan! I'm the rare all-American gold medal.
I love that theme song. Oh. So this one's short and simple, right to the point. Yesterday was the Hulkster's birthday. Happy birthday, Hulkster. And the Iron Sheik tweet of the week goes out to you. Happy birthday, Hulk Hogan, you big-time jabroni. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Iron Sheik tweet of the week.
Fucking bullshit!
Wow.
Yep, I'm sure Hulkster is having a very happy birthday now that he's given a big boot and leg drop to Doc.
Well, yeah, no, I'm sure he's got to pay some of that to Peter Thiel's lawyers, too, so...
True, but, Cocker should have learned, man.
Yep.
Everyone does the JOB for Hulkster in the end. He always wins.
Yes. So
they at least should have made it very entertaining like Shawn Michaels did and oversold the fuck out of it, but...
Well, good said Gawker's having some fun with it on the way out, so...
Definitely. Anyway, that's our show.
Part one. That's part one.
Part one.
Part two coming next week.
Yep, SummerSlam.
And then part three will be the analysis and the breakdown. So this will technically be a three-parter on SummerSlam. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So much wrestling over the next...
So, yeah, what would you call this in relationship to Star Wars? This would be episode 4.
I guess, yeah. This would be the A New Hope, and then next week will be the Empire. And wow, jeez.
Empire Strikes Back, and then the analysis will be Return to
Return of the Analysis.
Yes!
All right, man. So, for Nick Horaceck, for myself, Brandon Liggan, go forth and spread beauty and light. Peace, love, and love. Play the damn theme song. And we're out.
Sure. Yep.
Cool.
Right,
Cool.
40